The Day of the Lord explained. The Day of the Lord is a significant biblical theme appearing throughout both the Old and New Testaments. It often symbolizes a time of divine intervention and judgment, marking a pivotal moment in history and prophecy. This concept invites reflection on God's sovereignty, justice, and the ultimate fulfillment of His promises. Let's explore the lessons from this profound biblical event and the associated scriptures. Divine judgment and justice. One of the central themes of the Day of the Lord is divine judgment. It represents a period when God addresses the moral and spiritual state of humanity, bringing justice to the wicked and vindicating the righteous. Joel chapter 2 verse 1, Blow the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm on my holy hill. Let all who live in the land tremble, for the day of the Lord is coming, it is close at hand. This verse from Joel signals the impending arrival of God's judgment. It highlights the seriousness of the day of the Lord and serves as a call to repentance. Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14 and 15, The great day of the Lord is near and coming quickly. Listen, the cry on the day of the Lord will be bitter, the shouting of the warrior there. That day will be a day of wrath, a day of distress and anguish, a day of trouble and ruin, a day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and blackness. Zephaniah describes the day of the Lord as a time of severe tribulation and distress, emphasizing the gravity of divine justice. Call to repentance and preparedness. The day of the Lord serves as a divine reminder of the need for repentance and preparedness. Amos chapter 5 verse 18, Woe to you who long for the day of the Lord. Why do you long for the day of the Lord? That day will be darkness, not light. Amos cautions against desiring the day of the Lord without genuine repentance, emphasizing that it is a day of judgment rather than mere deliverance. Isaiah chapter 13 verse 9, See, the day of the Lord is coming, a cruel day, with wrath and fierce anger to make the land desolate and destroy the sinners within it. Isaiah highlights the need for repentance by highlighting the destructive nature of the day of the Lord, which is intended to purify the land of sin. A time of deliverance for the righteous. While the day of the Lord is characterized by judgment, it is also a time of deliverance for the righteous. Those who have remained faithful and just will find salvation and vindication. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 17, The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In His love He will no longer rebuke you but will rejoice over you with singing. For the righteous, the day of the Lord is a time of rejoicing and salvation, as God's presence brings comfort and deliverance. Joel chapter 2 verse 32, And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. For on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem there will be deliverance, as the Lord has said, even among the survivors whom the Lord calls. Joel promises deliverance for those who seek God sincerely, ensuring that the day of the Lord also brings hope and salvation. Fulfillment of prophetic promises. The day of the Lord is integral to the fulfillment of God's prophetic promises. It marks the completion of God's plan for history and the realization of His divine purposes. Malachi chapter 4 verse 5, See, I will send the prophet Elijah to you before that great and dreadful day of the Lord comes. Malachi speaks of the prophetic announcement that will precede the day of the Lord, indicating the fulfillment of God's promises through prophetic signs. Acts chapter 2 verse 20, The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and glorious day of the Lord. In the New Testament, Peter refers to the day of the Lord as a future event that will be marked by cosmic signs, highlighting its significance in prophetic fulfillment. A reminder of God's sovereignty. Eventually, the day of the Lord is a reminder of God's sovereignty over all creation. It emphasizes that God is in control of history and that His plans will come to fruition, regardless of human actions. Ezekiel chapter 30 verse 3, For the day is near, the day of the Lord is near, a day of clouds, a time of doom for the nations. Ezekiel emphasizes the certainty of God's plan and control, affirming that the day of the Lord is a preordained event that will unfold according to divine will. Second book of Peter chapter 3 verse 10, But the day of the Lord will come like a thief. The heavens will disappear with a roar, the elements will be destroyed by fire, and the earth and everything done in it will be laid bare. Peter describes the cosmic scale of the day of the Lord, emphasizing the complete transformation and reckoning that will occur under God's sovereign rule. The day of the Lord encompasses themes of divine judgment, repentance, deliverance, prophetic fulfillment, and sovereignty. It serves as a profound reminder of God's ultimate plan and the need for readiness and faithfulness. Through these lessons, we are called to reflect on our lives and align ourselves with God's will, preparing for the day when His promises will be fulfilled.